Hey, friends and foes, this is Founstar, and you are watching from my YouTube channel, Querent Answers, or you may be watching from fall.living.com, the blog that I'm also a contributor on. Anywho, I just wanted to show you this little project that I did here. It's a like a feline pumpkin that I drew, and it glows in the dark, and this is how it looks under black light. And I'll show you how it looks like as it glows in the dark. And this is one of a few videos that I'll be making. Like I said, it's going to be called If All Glows Well, or If All Glows Hollow Well. But I haven't quite decided. But here is the finished product on this. I haven't named it yet. um, I'm not even sure if this is a female or male, but anyway, I could take some name suggestions though if you'd like in the comments. But I will just show you. This is a video basically to show you what this looks like, kind of how to make your own at home, and the troubleshooting that happened while I did this, and also a rating on a scale of 1 to 5, the difficulty of making one of these at the house since Halloween is just around the corner. Um, so I'm going to turn on the lights, and I think the last part of the video will be this actually glowing in the dark. This right now is under black light, but I want you to see what, because this does glow in the dark. So I want you to see what parts of this glows in the dark, and how I made it glow in the dark, and what items that I suggest you get. And so you and your family can make your own at home. It's kind of different. This is like a not so scary Halloween project, I would call it. And these gloves here, this will be in my next tutorial of troubleshooting If All Glows Well. This also glows in the dark. So that's just kind of like a sneak peek for you. So I think I'll put this on the side, and I'll turn on the lights, and I will show you all the items that I used to make that, to paint that pumpkin, and what I recommend, and just kind of a quick tutorial. And if you want something more, like something more like something with pictures, you can go to fall.living.com, and over there it's a vlog that I contribute to, and you'll see like kind of how to with pictures, kind of step by step. And that this video, along with that, those pictures and the step by step, should be enough to kind of get the ball rolling. So just bear with me while I turn on the light and show you the supplies I used. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I turned on the lights, and sorry about that. Just I think this might be some glue or something. I gotta clean this up. Sorry about that. Anyway, okay, so I'm back here, and I turned on the lights real quick, and I just wanted to show you what this kitty cat looks like. Um, Here's just with some lighting. I thought it came out pretty well. I think the hardest part were the ears, to be honest with you. And it was a little tricky. The ears were, I don't know. It's definitely something that I can save you some misery if you go to the blog on fall.living.com. And but I want to just kind of quickly give you the rundown on what I did here to produce this. Oh, let's see. Now, what I might do, excited. I don't know if you can get a good look, or if maybe, yeah, I think this is good enough. I was going to just rearrange my camera, but I think this is good for now. Just want you to see what I did here. Now, mind you, this glows in the dark, okay? So let me just put the kitty away, not away, but to the side here. Come back and show you what I used. If you'd like to replicate this for Halloween. Let me just organize this a little bit better. Give me a second, please. Okay, thank you for your patience. All right, so let's talk about what I did. Um, these are all the items that you will need if you would like to do your own at home. And I mean, this is good. It's very kid friendly. These are non-toxic for the most part, except I'm not sure about the permanent marker, but everything else is non-toxic. So you will need acrylic paint, white and black. The the brand that I like is Apple Barrel, and this should do even if like several pumpkins. This is good enough for several pumpkins, but it's Apple Barrel, acrylic white, 8 full ounce acrylic paint. Okay, so you need white. You'll need the black, same brand, in matte. Okay, you're primarily going to be using these two. Now, this aluminum foil, you're going to need a lot of, because what I did was I mixed the colors, you know, to get the gray hue and all that. And these are roughly at least paintbrushes like this, okay? Something sort of thick, something kind of in the middle, and very like sturdy. And you want a thin brush here that's very sturdy as well. You know, that doesn't, it's not soft, like, it's like pencil-y, okay? So you have this, okay? So then, first thing I did was I colored this white, completely white. I used this brush to do it. Okay, after that, I let that dry, 2 coats, that's what I used. And remember, at the bottom, you don't necessarily have to color the bottom of your pumpkin, but if you do, you know, wait until you're pretty much like done with everything except for the ears, and then color the pumpkin, leave that alone, let it dry fully. So then you're going to want to do like the eye area, and the you want kind of like a teardrop, okay? You want a teardrop shape. So I made that. Oh, and here's the thing. You don't want it, well, unless you're like a pro, right? Which I'm not. You take your pencil, once your paint has dried, white paint has dried on the pumpkin, you take this pencil and you outline like a teardrop, okay? And then you make your markings, you know, how you want it or whatever. Then you take your black and kind of do like the panda eye thing. Leave this part white, okay? Let me just put this closer so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. You know, you draw your outline dark with black, draw this in, and you know, leave a little bit of that pupil, you know, the shininess. Okay, so you're leaving this part white though, okay? You're doing your panda around this eye, and then you're mixing black and white on your aluminum foil and just kind of doing whatever shades you like, okay? And you can do a little shaggy hairs if you like more of a Maine Coon look, okay? It's easier to, I think, to do a little bit of the shaggy, you know. So once you do that, things have to dry. And then when they're, you know, I did it, I made sure my nose was more of a triangle because that's like how their noses are, the feline, the cats. And then I went ahead and did kind of like, well, let me show you what I did. I took, this is glow in the dark, tulip, glow in the dark, natural. What I did with this, I took one of the finer brushes and I took a little bit of this, like put it on my aluminum, went like that, and took the, made the inside, this is glow in the dark, okay? So I drew the inside of this. And then because I wanted it to be pink but kind of fuzzy-ish, I took, this is Glominix. Not sure if you can see this, Glominix glow paint. And I don't know if you're familiar with dipping nail polish, but what I did was I just took a pinch, and of course this is when the paint's dry for the most part. I took a pinch and I just dropped it on the wet glow in the dark paint, and then with my cotton ball, I just kind of cleaned up the edges, like that. But whatever fell, it would just kind of like fall and the white still would be there. And even if the white wasn't there, you can always clean it up with white paint. So this glows in the dark. This glows in the dark. So once I did that, you see this was white originally. So you can take a blue highlighter, whatever color eyes you want your cat to have. I wanted just the regular, like a light green. So I took a light green highlighter, colored in. Then I took my glow in the dark, when this was dry, of course. I went over it with this. Okay. But like, a little brush here. Just kind of go over. This I painted white with, and then I painted this over, I believe, to make that glow. This will leave kind of like a gloss to whatever you paint. So just be aware of that. And that's kind of, like I said, that's pretty much it for that. I only use Sharpies. The reason why I have Sharpies here is to color the ears, okay? This is why you have toothpicks. I took a kind of a thicker black Sharpie and just kind of colored that dark for the back, because with the ears, this is to stick so that you can have your ears in place, in the back. But this is kind of what I did for the ears. It's just kind of like an overview. First of all, I painted this black with the acrylic because this dries matte, and it just looks better than this, okay? This doesn't work too well. So you take your brush, I took a thicker brush, I think, painted this black matte, and then on the back you see I colored this dark, right? Like black. Now I really should be coloring this black, but I didn't want to color this black because I didn't want to discolor the white part of my pumpkin. But it should stick down, just enough so that, I don't know, like this much, right? Just like not even an inch, okay? Should be enough to hold your ears in. So what I did was I took super glue. I put a little strip on my toothpick. I place that on the ears. And then to secure it, I just put, you know, like a tape, okay? I took my tape off anyway, but you can keep your tape on, whatever. You know, mine's just most of for aesthetics. Now, because these are rather thin, right? I kind of placed it, my ear on the pumpkin, you know, however I wanted, you know, wanted it to look. And then with this comb, you see this end here? They call it the a black diamond number 40 by DuPont. This will puncture a good hole easily so that you can just stick your toothpicks down and it should be snug and secure and hold your ear in place, right? But take your time with the ears. You know, I can't stress enough the hardest part of this whole project, um, which I would say is the hardest part, is getting the ears right. Now, if you don't want to mess with it, you can use fabric, you know, and just kind of maybe staple the ears on and then just hold them with the toothpicks. You can use Play-Doh, you know, get you some Play-Doh and make the ears, you know, like a triangle shape or whatever, you know, like maybe have this as a mold, you know, do your little Play-Doh on top and then cut the sides and just kind of stick them on there, you know. I don't know how well it'll stick, but I'm sure you could get it to hold up anyway. I just chose the cardboard because it's sturdy, nice sturdy cardboard, even though it was a pain to get right and to carve, you know, the curvature, you know, I'm not a carpenter or anything. So, but that's why you have your scissors here to kind of do your curve, you know, just kind of wing it. And that was pretty much it. Oh yeah. So when all the drawings are done, you know, on the face, you got your markings and the shade of gray, how you want it. All the white parts of this pumpkin, I took a brush exactly like this, okay? It's, you see how it's very kind of sturdy to also. And I just dipped this down, you know, went like that, and then painted the white parts that are visible. Now, it's not going to be perfect, but this paint does glow in the dark, okay? It's not, like I said, it's not going to be all perfect, okay? But this does glow pretty well. And I found it to glow much better than a lot of things. Now, um, here is a glow in the dark face paint crayon. Um, it's white, the color is white. Now you can get yourself one of these. I got mine on Amazon. You know, just for parts that I missed or whatever, you know, I would just go over it. It's not like um something that I would use instead of this glow in the dark paint. But I mean, it's great for touch-ups. It's definitely great for touch-ups. Now, this sponge thing, I've been kind of playing around with the idea of, although I think, no, you know, this usually, I mean, I was using just to kind of clean up some areas that I, you know, or to blend, okay? Sure, you know, you can use a sponge or whatever, but I even thought about putting my face glow in the dark makeup on this to get it more even look, but I decided to go against that because it has more of a yellow shade and I don't want my cat to be yellow, you know. So I wouldn't recommend that unless you can find a true white shade of face makeup. And if you have any other questions, you know, you can definitely email me at mycrystal, MYCRYSTAL. But I would go to the fall.living.com blog and look at the pictures, go over this video again. And, you know, why not try it yourself? Now, this is great for family and children to get involved, you know, with decorating the house. But one thing I would recommend, unless they're like very like you know, like they've taken a few art classes or whatever, I wouldn't want to get them frustrated, you know. So I would recommend that either you work on a bigger pumpkin together or get a small pumpkin for them. And then for you, maybe a bigger pumpkin. And then, you know, they can work on the smaller pumpkin just because this actually does take a little bit of time. This isn't something that is done right away. And one other thing I wanted to show you real quick, if I can move this to the side, just give me a second here. Okay, one thing I'd like to just show you real quick is the back here. See, I didn't want a lot of ideally you probably should have two toothpicks, but I didn't want to, you know, like have too much going on back here. I want it to be aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So with the marker, you can color this. You know, I just didn't get a chance to. I was kind of busy, but I will, for the touch-ups, I will be coloring this dark, but you see how it's still, you know, looking pretty decent, you know. And if you noticed, there's an extra hole here where I will be adding extra you know, extra enforcement here, toothpick for support. So this will be black. You won't see the hole because I'll have another toothpick here. But I just wanted to show you, you know, how aesthetically pleasing this is. You know, which is, I mean, if you're a perfectionist, if you're not, you know, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? But if you're going for that, that's how I'd recommend to do the ears. So, okay, here's just an extra view here. And then last but not least, I'll just show you how it glows in the dark. I will take a separate picture of this out. If you want to see what this looks like outside, you know, on a stand or whatever, at fall.living.com, if you go on that site, you'll see this displayed in the daytime and a picture of it at night glowing. And then I added this, if you notice, there's just a tad bit of marker here. You can use a pink highlighter. I did not use a glow-in-the-dark powder for this. What I ended up doing was I chose to use what you call, let me just grab it real quick. One of these, okay? Okay, so you shake it, but I think it goes on very well and sticks very well to paint. And this is called Erasable Liquid Chalk Markers. And see how it's got that hot pink. I just happen to have one on hand, but what I would have used just a regular pink highlighter if I didn't have that. But it's slightly different hue, and I did not make it glow in the dark. That part glow in the dark. But anyway, I will show you shortly what this looks like glowing in the dark. It's a lot different. It's not perfect. The glow, you know, the glowing in the dark is not perfect, but it's still cute. And you can always have this under a black light. And it will look awesome. So anyway, let me show you how that looks.
Okay, I'm trying to show you the glow in the dark. It's not, for some reason, the camera's not picking up very well. You can kind of see, and I do apologize because it seems like I can only show you half the face here. So what I want to do is, and I want to make a correction also, it's fallliving.com where I'll post just a still picture of this glowing in the dark and on a stand with a tutorial. And I just wanted to kind of show you this, but for some reason my camera is not really picking up very well how this glows in the dark. So if you will, and it's a correction, it's fallliving.com. That is the correct site to go on. And if you'd like to try this at home with your family for for the Halloween season, autumn season, I highly recommend this tutorial. Go to fallliving.com and I will post a still picture of this, of how it looks glowing in the dark. So I'm just going to end this video now, and I appreciate your patience. And I thank you very much for getting on Queer Answers YouTube page. It's a brand new page. If you like what you see, please share this with all your friends. And also check out fallliving.com where I'm a contributor, and it has a lot of great site, great articles and all things that pertain to the autumn season. So I will post the links where you can go for this tutorial to try this yourself. I tried troubleshooting, but my camera is just not picking it up. So I will go ahead and end this video now because I don't want to take more of your time, but I appreciate your patience. And go to fallliving.com, Living.com, fallliving.com, for this tutorial on how to basically it shows the how-tos and a few photos and thumbnails on how to do this. So, all right. Well, thank you so much. Again, this is Fallon Star from Querent Answers, and I will see you again on If All Glows Well series based on glow in the dark Halloween inspired tutorials. Also look for my future videos on predictions and all things paranormal, psychic, basically the occult. This is an occult channel and a crafty channel. So, all right. Well, I hope you all have a great evening, and I will see you and talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.